So what I'd like to share with you today is all the essential items that I think you should have in your vehicle or your truck to make your way in the world and be self-reliant. Hey everybody, Jason here from Never Stop Building. So yesterday I had quite a experience driving the truck out to work. I clipped the side of the driveway a little bit and it just started to slide off. And so I got the winch hooked up to a tree, and that didn't make things any better because the back end started to slide down the hill. And then I got the tractor down there, and the tractor couldn't pull anything out because the driveway is powder. But eventually I used the tractor as an anchor and was able to use the winch to pull the truck back onto the driveway. There's a good chance that that truck was going to go over. But all's well that ends well. And it really made me think of all the useful tools that I had in my truck that allowed me to do all that. Patreon subscriber Eric asked me, well, what are some essential items and tips for living on the road? Because he just got a van that he's building out to do some road tripping in. And so hopefully this will help him and, any other Patreon supporters. If you have topics you're interested in, get in touch with me and I'll try to make a video on it or something like that. So let's go take a look at what's in the truck. So the first thing we got to focus on is the star of the show, which is this Smitty built 9,500 pound winch. It's probably a little undersized for this truck, but it was all that I could afford. And honestly, having any winch is better than having no winch. And all this stuff might not apply to you if you have a sports car or something, but I'm assuming you're either building out a van or a utility vehicle or a truck or some sort. Get yourself a winch. I have used this winch so many times in so many different circumstances, pulling stuff out, pulling the truck out. We rigged it up to make a crane with a man hoist to do a timber frame. It's invaluable. So what I got here is these quick disconnect couplings. So that way, it's not permanently connected to the battery. And I have a cable right up here that I can just take out, plug it in, and then there's a connector that I store in the glove box that does the control, and that has a little magnetic base, and you can stick it to the hood of the car. So winch, critical item to get yourself out of a jam. But it's not just the winch that you need. You need a whole bunch of different accessories, because all the problems you're going to encounter are ones that you're going to have to come up with a creative solution for. It's not just, attach your winch to the magical hook in the earth. You're going to have to build anchors or, set up pivot points like I did with this crazy truck problem. So I keep a whole bunch of different pieces in the boxes in the back. So let's take a look at that now. You're going to need yourself a tow strap or two. This is a long, I think it's like a 20-foot tow strap here with these D-shackles. Gonna need a couple of those. Get yourself some D-shackles. And actually, where's the other tow strap? Oh yeah. So I have a 20-foot tow strap, and I have this is like a 5-6 foot tow strap. This is what I used around the tree to make an anchor. You could also wrap this a bunch of times. Be kind to our trees, people. Don't wrap a chain around it. It'll mess with the bark. It'll hurt the tree. Wrap a couple wraps of this cloth stuff, and the tree will be in much better shape. Transportation chain. I think this is the 3/8. I have 2 of these and 2 of these load binders. All this stuff I'm going to put in the description below, so if you're interested in any of these products, you can find out where to get them. So these load binders and the transportation chains are great for tying down loads like a forklift or a piece of machinery or you know, anything that's bigger than what a tie-down strap could handle. But in a pinch, you can use the chains like I did in this situation to anchor yourself, you know, as an additional piece of rope, basically. A lot of these things are just glorified ropes, but they're rated to handle the load. And what's cool about transportation chain is the way these hooks go. Let me try to do this with the camera. They hook in here like this. So you can adjust the length of this by looping it back over itself and basically get any length that you need. These are pretty handy. Having you want to be able to tow with your vehicle, whatever vehicle it is, even if it's a small vehicle with a small tow hitch. You have no idea how helpful it is to be able to not only hook a piece of tow line to the end of the vehicle, either with this hook or wrapped around the ball, but you know, sometimes you want to tow something. I mean, what if you're driving around the wilderness and you spot someone decided to get rid of a perfectly good arcade system, Street Fighter 2, you know, sitting out on their driveway? Well, you could go down to U-Haul, you could rent a little hauler trailer, and you could hook it up. So a multi-use tow hitch is great because you don't have to worry about which ball you have. Another essential item to keep in here is battery-powered tire inflator, tire pressure gauge, and these guys are settable deflators. So basically, you set them all to the same pressure. You screw them into your valves on the tires, and it'll let air out to a certain level. Like if you're going on the beach or something like that, and you need to deflate your tires to a couple PSI to get better traction, this makes that a lot faster to do. And they set all to the same size. Automotive fuses set. If you blow a fuse, oh, this is funny. I have a 2-amp fuse. My friend was just looking for a 2-amp fuse. 10 of them. That's hilarious. Yeah, if you blow a fuse, you can replace the fuse. You should have some fuses in your truck. All right, in this box, I have a mess of fluids, but always handy to keep some fluids on hand. Engine oil, windshield washer fluid, a little coolant, a little brake fluid. You know, you never know if you have a leak or you just need to get by until you can get something repaired. It's handy to have some fluids. Obviously, if you have a smaller vehicle without these toolboxes, you're not going to be able to store, you know, a full engine oil change. But, you know, having a little bit can get you to the next rest stop where you can fix something. All right, moving around to the other side of the truck. In this box, we have a bunch of heavy-duty ratchet straps, light-duty ratchet straps, bungee cords, rope of different types. Don't lose your load when you're driving. I have had boards fly down the highway because I was in a rush and being stupid, and I didn't tie them down sufficiently. I did tie them down, but not with good ratchet straps. When you are done with your ratchet straps, wind them up nice and neat so that in an emergency or the next time you use it, they're ready to go and you don't have to deal with untying an untangled mess. I need to follow my own advice because this is just a pile right here, and also on the other side with the tow straps, because I just threw them in when I was done pulling this truck out of a ditch or off of falling down a cliff. So why don't we take care of that right now? All right, in this box, I have lots of little like accessories for rigging purposes. So I'll pull this box out. Have a D shackle with a hoist hook on it. A couple other hooks. These chain link things. One very nice thing to have is a snatch block. This unfolds and you can put your winch cable through it, and that allows you to redirect the winch cable either by setting one anchor on this and setting the winch cable somewhere else, or you can double the winch cable back and get the advantage of having the pulley advantage. It increases the pull. and a small piece of chain, some regular pulleys, just sort of a mishmash of stuff that is helpful when you're setting up some sort of rigging operation. I would recommend getting a couple different things so that you don't have to worry about trying to get one piece of chain to attach to another piece of chain, or one rope to get attached to another rope. All right, and in this, I have a farm jack with its pole and the tire iron. This is handy because not only can you use it as a jack, but by attaching something to this link, and on the other side, you can use it kind of like a come-along. Basically, you'll be pulling whatever's attached to this. And that's another item that can give you mechanical advantage to help you get out of a jam. I did not do a whole ton of prep and cleanup for this video. This is the truck as it was when I came home from work yesterday. Toe straps undone, tie downs undone, so I had to fix that, obviously. The other thing that's in there is my EDC bag, which I made a video about, that has first aid kit, batteries, lighter, some of those items, and you can check that video out if you're interested in those items. I also recommend keeping something like that in your truck or vehicle. This truck is not set up for road trip mode. This is just day to day. I'm in and around Boulder, and if you're going to be living on the road, you want to have a toolkit that you could use to disassemble the vehicle, basically. And I managed to fit all of that in one of those little black 3-drawer toolboxes you can get at Home Depot. You know, all the sockets, wrenches, all the weird automotive tools that you need to fix something on the road. We were able to do a full rotors, pads, and caliper brake job in the middle of a redwood forest when the brakes went out, because I had brake fluid, I had parts, I had the bleeder, repaired the brakes on the road. So a good toolkit is essential. So really what it boils down to is you have to assess the risk profile of what you're doing and where you're going. When I'm just traveling around Boulder doing my carpentry work and stuff like that, that's the kit that I have with me. You know, I can get out of a jam if there's a situation on the driveway, first aid available if I cut myself, you know, working and stuff like that. But I'm not worried about running out of water, and I'm not worried about fixing the whole truck because there's a whole support system laying around. If you were in the middle of the desert, you'd have a different set of requirements. You'd probably want a lot more water. If you were in the middle of the Arctic, you'd have another set of requirements. You'd want to make sure that you could always heat yourself, restart the vehicle if it broke down, things like that. Your needs are going to change all the time, so you'll want to establish the kit of essential items, and then you'll want to add to it or subtract from it depending on where you're going, depending on the environment, depending on the activities you want to do. Keep your stuff locked up and park your vehicle in an area that's well lit, visible to you, visible to other people, the management. I parked my vehicle in a weird part of a little motel in Oregon. Of course, some people broke into it and stole a power inverter and a tire repair kit. And I wish I could have shown you those items, but they're gone. Yeah, people are you have all this nice stuff now. You're ready for anything, but if somebody steals it, you're totally in a jam. So try to avoid that if you can. All right, so let's review the items that I always keep in my dream machine so I can handle any situation that comes my way. We have the winch, associated tow straps, shackles, chain, load binders, clasps, snatch block, things to do winchy things, stuff to do tie down things, ratchet straps, small ratchet straps, rope, bungee cords. You want to be able to jack your truck up, change a tire iron, farm jack. Also have tire inflator, tire repair kit, fuses, essential tools, essential parts. If you're going on a long trip, you want water, first aid, a radio would be nice, CB radio or something like that, ham radio even better. What else? Yeah, I think that's it. So if I miss anything, if I have something that really should be in my truck to handle situations that come my way, let me know in the comments section down there, and hopefully this will help you all and my buddy. So Wingnut, this is for you, and thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.